Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll talk to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your name?
My name is Bernadette. I won't tell you my last name, okay?
That's
Just
completely
Bernadette,
fine.
okay? I was born in Poland, okay? In a war, Second World War, the Russian came and took us to Siberia to labor camp. My whole family, everybody, the whole village. Okay, we spent there nearly 4 years. Then the British came and took us to Middle East to get doctor help and to get better because people were very, very sick, people were dying, and it was a lot of people. It was not just like, let's say, 10, 12, or thousands. And it was in Persia, Iran,
Mhm.
okay? We spent there 6 years till everybody was proclaimed by the doctors that they are okay and everything. Then they gave you a choice. Where would you like to go? Do you want to go back to Poland when it's all messy and all that? Or would you rather go to England, New Zealand, let's see, America, all different. So my father chose Iran because I was very, very sick. That's Persia.
Mhm.
And there was an excellent hospital, army hospital, you see, and I spent 2.5 years in and out till I finally got well. It took that long.
Well, I'm glad that you're well.
Yes, we were very,
not well.
very fortunate, very fortunate. And from there, we went through Palestine and what other, to England, okay?
Mhm.
And of course, we were all healthy and everything, so they put me in school, all for girls, and I spent there 6.5 years
Man.
living there, getting education and everything. So I was 16, 17 and a half, you see, I finished and I came back home to my parents. They're living in London at that time. They were old, yeah, because I was the last of the 8 kids. And I got a job as a accountant because I was very good with mathematics and everything. And I was 17 and a half, yes. And I stay in a job 6 months. Then I met my husband. He was a GI. Do you know what GI is?
No.
American serviceman
Ah.
in London dancing. And he asked me the same evening if I would permit him to come and see me and meet my family because he wants to marry me.
Man.
Yes, yeah, he just fell in love, or I don't know what it was. But and he would, and so I said, okay, on Sunday we are going always to church. So would you come, to a place and everything, and I will introduce you to my mother, father, and my sister. That is really my um, how to say it.
Mów po polsku.
Że ona wszystko mówiła, co ja musiałam zrobić.
Oh, she was like her guardian.
Yeah. You see,
Guardian?
because she was
Older
already
and
much
married.
older, 8 years elder and everything, and I was just a kid, 18 at that time. So anyhow, she was very good to me, and like I said, I got a job, and I was as an accountant and everything, and I been there for about 6 months. When one day,
Yeah, you said that. Okay, so you met Dad.
yes, we met that, and he
John?
asked me to, yeah, his name is John, and he asked me to marry him.
Let's see if he has, do you have any questions or anything else to ask her?
Did you like it back then?
Did-
Yeah, did you like it back then when you were a kid?
Oh yes, it was lovely. It was very, very nice. London was very sophisticated, city, and England was very, very good to people that were um, thrown out of their homes and all that stuff and the war and all. So it's because of them I am still living and I am still healthy and all that, because they gave us the opportunity, hospitals, doctors, and everything what was really very hard to come by because we didn't have nothing. We lost everything, absolutely everything.
And I just can't imagine what that's like.
Well, you still want to live no matter what. You still want to look at your children and say, oh, I would like to have maybe a pretty dress for her, or maybe a little bit more food for her, or a slice of bread. Things like this that now, I mean, it's so full of everything. Sometimes I wonder what happened.
Yeah.
But at that time, you see, it was very, very drastic and very unpleasant sometimes. But like I said, I had a wonderful mother, father, and two sisters, and they took care of me. And like I said, somehow I made it through. We all made it through.
So when did you end up moving to America?
Okay, I then one evening, you see, the custom in England was at that time that every Saturday all the kids get together and they dance with the music and everything. That was the best entertainment that we had. And as it happened, he came, somebody told him that there is right in London such a place, and he was already a GI from America, you see, so he said, well, there's Polish people, I want to meet them. Okay, so he comes in, he asked me to dance, and you know, we visit and all that stuff, and he asked all kinds of questions, and the nice part about it too was that he asked me where I go to church in England on Saturdays with my family. And I thought he must be a good man if he, first time on that, I know it sounds good.
Hey, but it's true.
But after the war, you know,
Yeah.
if you have a family, I mean, that was a miracle.
Yeah.
Because mostly, you know, so many people dying and so many people
Anyway.
were sick. So anyhow,
So tell me about, you met Dad.
okay, I met Tego, and
You got married when?
he asked me to marry him, and of course I laughed about it. And then he said, I would like to meet your family. I said, okay, you can come and meet my father, mother, and sister, because I was living with the whole family in one house. You know, we were lucky to have something. Yes, so that's heaven. And he asked me to marry him. So my father said, wait a minute, I don't know nothing about you.
There it is.
I have to find out first, and you know, because at that time, you see, the customs were so much different than it is right now in United States and in England and everywhere. You don't go first on dates and everything, and at the end you come and say, father or mother, oh, this is the young man that I found somewhere, and I'm going to marry him. You introduce them first, and then you see if they said, it's okay for my daughter to go with you, it's all right. So they were very strict and at the same time very protective.
And then you married Dad.
Then I married, yeah, then we agree and all that. I was 18 and he was 26.
Yes.
And we got married, and we stay in Oxford, England, because that's where his barracks were and all that stuff for a little bit, and then we came to United States.
So where did you live?
On the base always. Always on the base. At that time, we didn't have no money. He was just as poor as I was.
So it wasn't for money.
Yeah, it was not
no,
for
it's
money,
not
but
for
it was
money.
Rapid City, South Dakota,
Yeah,
right?
Rapid City.
Yeah, a
California.
beautiful. Rapid City, South Dakota, California,
Spain.
Spain, and we went through France too,
Yes.
and England again to see my parents, and so I had a wonderful life afterwards. I mean, how to express it? It was always good because we always had bread to eat and something to, you know what I mean? But this was like a cake, what do you call it in English? Fluffy things on the top of the cake.
Icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake, you see, because
Yep, it's icing on the cake.
Yeah,
Icing on the cake.
it was, you know, because I never expected it.
Yeah,
So it was like a silver lining?
Oh, you see?
Wow.
Oh, you
Yes,
are
dude.
smart, young
Oh,
man.
yes, you
Oh,
can
I
tell.
like that.
That was beautiful.
Yes, yeah, you see, and then I came here, and of course I met, right here.
Yeah.
I met a lot of people everywhere we went and all that stuff, and always everybody was very, very nice. And we had 1, 2,
3 kids.
3 kids, 2 daughters and
Yeah.
1 son. One is pharmacist, one is
Teacher.
teacher, and one
Well,
and
teaching
teacher, and
assistant.
and teacher. So you see, they are very beautiful people. I love you too, baby. Yes. Yeah.
We're just a team now.
So anyhow, we went from place to place
Yeah.
when he was in service, because they always, we went to California, we
Yeah.
went to Spain, we went to France, everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part. A few years back, you see,
4 years ago.
yeah, he got very sick and he passed away.
Well, I'm very, very sorry.
You would have loved him.
Oh,
That's okay. It's okay, Mom. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's okay.
No.
If I lost my dad, I'd be crying. Or anyone close
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's okay.
Would you like a tissue? I can go ask for a tissue.
Want a tissue?
no, I
It's
don't
okay.
have it. Yes.
Yeah. And it's a hard thing.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
is, because
Oh,
we
yeah.
had so many years together and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Well, I mean, I guess you gotta think about the brighter side of things.
Absolutely. How lucky we've been.
Oh,
Yeah.
we were very fortunate. Very
In the beginning, you guys weren't so lucky,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
it
yes.
ended up playing out in
Oh,
your
but
favor.
you see, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Stronger.
we see so much, we've been so
Yeah.
much. I mean, people live in United States, and of course, they don't have the opportunity to go
Yeah.
anywhere as much. Look, we
No.
crossed the whole continent. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And enjoy
It's gotta be
that
amazing
too.
all the cultures you
Oh.
would have been able to see.
You would not believe it. And everywhere we went, the people were so nice. In France, in Spain, in England, and America, right through
Oh, yeah.
to Pacific and back.
And that's just a piece of you.
It just yeah. I am still young. I'm still going.
It's what's on the inside.
Yes, and how you feel and all that. Would you believe it? Guess how much old I am? Just don't be
83.
afraid.
81.
81.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm still going.
She does
And to
remarkable.
meet you young men, it's a pleasure. Give me a hug.
Oh, Bobchi. Oh, you are a smart,
No problem.
wonderful young man.
Oh, I
You're
wish
gonna
you all
be-
the best.
you're gonna be-
I wish you all
Same
the
with
best.
you.
You're
Thank
gonna be
you.
very
Thank you.
successful.
I actually
Yes.
forgot I was recording for a second.